What's going on, everybody? I'm Selna Kim, America's face of dating, and today we have an absolute banger about why girls test guys and how I learned how to really pass these tests. And so if you guys are new to my channel, we get a lot of new guys in, so let me explain really quickly is that I teach guys who are divorced or went through a breakup or they really just want to learn how to attract that quality partner and sustain it. I teach you guys actually how to do that. And so that's part of the reason we're going to be talking about tests today, is that you need to know how to actually handle a girl's test. If you don't know how to do that, you are bound to fail with dating and relationships. So I was going through my comment section that I got on a Facebook reel, and a beta male hater commented, so I'm about to rip this to shreds right now. But you should never trust anyone who doesn't have exactly what you want and the lifestyle that you want. Do not listen to their advice, because they're going to give you advice that's going to get you exactly to where they are at, right? And maybe if someone has went through some shit and really fucked up, they'll teach you what not to do. But chances are, if you get someone like this, they're just going to teach you what not to do. And I want to really just rip this to shreds right now and tell you guys why this guy is just blatantly wrong, right? So this is his comment, but let's just start, right? So he goes, "Not that I would never be approached by another woman." And the video that he was commenting on was something about how girls test guys and how to pass them, obviously. And he goes, "Not that I would ever be approached by another woman, but any advice I could give to a woman would be don't test men. Don't play that game," right? We're not the men of the 20 or 30 years ago. Men don't want to be tested and don't want to be played with. No, James. Don't put words in my mouth, brother. Like, you don't speak for all men, James, right? Like, what you meant to say there was that weak men don't want to be tested by women. It's because they're afraid of a little pressure, right? They're afraid that the girl testing him is kind of stressful and they don't want to be put through stress, right? Strong men are indifferent towards a test. They know that tests are a part of attraction, right? That is what alpha males realize. Beta males don't want to be tested. So don't speak for all men here, James. Men don't want to be tested and don't want to be played with. Once you start testing men, you throw red flags into his subconscious mind. If you're looking for a man to be in a serious long-term relationship with, you don't want to have him getting red flags in his subconscious brain. Once you start testing men, you throw red flags into his subconscious. Really? Is that really your argument here? Again, you don't speak for all men, James. You are not the epitome of a man by looking at you. You're not the epitome of alpha male, okay? A girl testing a guy doesn't throw red flags into his brain, right? Are there things a girl might say that might cause some red flags to be triggered? Absolutely, right? That's not what I'm saying here. But those are different situations. Like back in college, I had this chick, when I started making decent money, I caught her at a party talking to a friend where she was like, "I think I'm just gonna have him get me pregnant so he'll take care of me and the kid and I don't have to work." That is a red flag comment. Don't get that mixed into test. That is not a test. That is fucked up, right? That's completely red flag. There was another time when I was talking to a chick and literally her friends were talking to her and they were talking about how she just had a three-way in the bathroom before this party we were at. Literally when I arrived, she just had a three-way. I went on like one date with this chick, and literally after date one, I found out she had a three-way with some football dudes in the bathroom. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's a red flag comment. That's not a test, right? What a test looks like is like back in the day when I was skinny, a girl would be like, "Oh, you have no ass," right? And I'd be like, "Oh, so we're twins." And she would slap me like, "Oh, you're such an asshole. I have an ass. I have a bigger ass than you," right? We started this play argument. Or if like you say something really smooth to her, she's like, "Do you say that to every girl?" Right? That's a test right there. That is completely different from something serious like, "Oh, he's gonna get me pregnant so he can take care of me." That's not a test right there. That is a completely red flag comment. And this guy is basically mixing them both because he doesn't understand attraction, right? Like, it's guys like this that literally tell me when they said, "Oh, girls should not test men," you are basically saying, "I don't know anything about attraction. I don't know anything about masculine versus feminine natural attraction." I looked at his bio. It's no fucking wonder you're divorced, brother. Like, you probably don't know how to pass tests. You don't even know what they are, right? It's absolute fucking nonsense. You don't know how to pass a test, right? So let's continue here. He said, "You don't want to have him getting red flags in his subconscious mind. He will always doubt you about something that threw a red flag." It's like, dude, like, you don't even know how to use the correct form of through, right? Through means going through something, right? You don't go through a red flag, you know? That through triggered, aka through, you're throwing something. THREW, I believe is how you spell it. It's like, you don't even know how to use fucking grammar, dude. Like, that should be easy for United States people. If you're not from the US, I get it, brother. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? My Spanish is terrible. I try to speak Spanish a little bit because I go to Mexico a lot. But you don't even know how to fucking use the correct form of grammar, dude. How could I ever trust your dating advice? It's like, get real, man. Just be honest and genuine. Men are just walking away from this bullshit nowadays. No. Again, a girl testing you is not a red flag, dude. Like, it's making you insecure because you're a little bitch. That's the reality here, is that it's giving you, right, a red flag because you are a pussy. And I'm sorry to be so harsh about that, but you know what? I don't sugarcoat advice. All the guys that are in my program, I don't sugarcoat, because sugarcoating is not going to lead you guys anywhere well. Even in my book, my best-selling book, if you guys have not read this yet, you must like pain if you've been following me for a while. And pain and rejection and heartbreak is if you have not read this yet. You guys should all fucking have this book book in your hand, reading it by tonight if you've been following me for more than 3 weeks, dude. I don't sugarcoat in this book. I don't fuck around. I tell amazing stories, as you guys have told me. You guys should all be reading that fucking book, man, at the very minimum, dude. The guys that are in my program, I don't sugarcoat them. I don't fuck around. I don't bullshit. I don't fluff. And that's exactly what I'm doing to you, brother, because you're bullshitting yourself. Don't be a beta male, right? Men are just walking away from that bullshit nowadays. Red pill beta males are, yes, because they're getting mad they can't pass a test, just like you. Low value pussy like men walk away from a girl who tests. Newsflash, all girls will test a man if they like you. That is just the reality. I didn't make women, right? I didn't make girls, but that is just the fucking reality. Even in a relationship, especially, girls will test you. It will just come out in different forms, but it is still exactly packaged, wrapped, a test for you. It's how it is. You know, like I said, I went to your bio, dude, and you're divorced. You probably are divorced because you don't know how to pass your test, man. And that is me just being fucking real with you, man to fucking man. And you can sit here and cry about it and be stubborn and be prideful, but you're never gonna understand relationships if you're gonna continue doing this and continue talking like this, like a fucking beta. Why are tests actually good, right? Let's talk about that. Since he says, you know, it'd be nice if women don't test men. I'm gonna splice in right now a reel on my Instagram that I made of this with some captions. It's about 2 minutes long. I'm gonna explain to you basically why tests are good, so watch this now. It's dorks like this that just openly admit that they know nothing about attraction. When they comment on my posts saying, oh, girls shouldn't test guys, this throws red flags into the guy's head. No, it fucking doesn't. I have never once been tested by a girl and been like, oh, this chick's a red flag. There's been things girls have said, yes, that has been a red flag, right? But it doesn't throw a red flag into a guy's head when she's like, I don't like guys like that. I don't like guys that flirt with every girl, whatever the test is, right? The only flag that it puts in your head is an insecurity flag because you're a beta male and you can't handle the tests. And that's just the truth, man. So if you actually think that it would be better for men if girls don't test guys, I'll prove that wrong right now. Tests are like a barrier to entry, right? She's gonna challenge you a little bit to see if you crack under pressure. She wants to see if you're also not a weirdo or a Fruit Loop, right? Because if she just didn't test anyone, then there's no standards there. She lets anybody in. Tell me how that's valuable if anyone can just have access to that, right? It's like a group. You pay a lot of money to be in this group, right? It's cool, it's elite, it's awesome, but then suddenly they make the group free, let's say. Are you gonna value that group as much? Absolutely not, because everyone and their fucking moms are coming in. It's awesome for the losers, right, who couldn't afford the group because now they can get in for free, but the health of the group goes down now and the value of it decreases. And that's what tests are like, is that if she doesn't test a guy, there's no standard basically, and she's gonna let any guy in. So basically you're gonna feel not special after she found out she's let 1,000 guys in, and then after you get into a relationship with her, she's gonna sleep with any guy because she doesn't test them. So please tell me again how tests are bad for men. I went in right there, didn't I? Because, yeah, these comments like this fucking annoy me. And basically, tests are a good thing because they are a barrier to entry, right? And if you guys are not following me on Instagram, by the way, like, you guys should all follow me there. And also, for the guys that do and support me there, like, I really greatly appreciate it, man. Like, I love your guys' comments and your guys' support. It's fucking awesome. But let's say, like, the biggest deal, if a girl doesn't test a guy, that's actually a bad thing. And the reason is because, just as I explained, there's no barrier to entry at that point. A test basically weeds out the weak, beta male, crusty men from the alpha males, from the strong men, the men that she wants to actually have a baby with, a man who can take care of her, right? So it weeds those people out. If there was no tests, she would just be fucking everyone. And there's some girls that I've met that they do just fuck everyone. I'm just like, maybe you don't actually test any guys, right? There's some girls I met that maybe this is just not a part of their brain. It wasn't hardwired into it, right? But an average normal girl, they will test guys they're into because they want to see if you're actually a strong man or not. And if she doesn't test you and just doesn't test men in general, like James wants here, it's actually a terrible thing because she's just gonna fuck everyone. And if she's just fucking everyone, how in the fuck are you gonna feel special? By doing it too, right? Give you something to actually work for. And especially if you were in a relationship, even worse. If you were in a relationship, she'll just let anyone sleep with her anyway because there's no fucking standard. There's no boundary. Tests are a standard, right? No test, no standard. No standard, she'll just be fucking anyone and everyone. Like, tell me again how that's a fucking good thing. James, fucking idiot, man. I'll wrap this up with, I've been reading a book about money. It's literally Tony Robbins' book, literally just called Money Master the Game. And just because, like, you know, I've been accumulating wealth and I've been trying to figure out what to do with that wealth, like real estate or 401ks and Roth IRAs and all this fucking finance nonsense, right? It's not nonsense, but it's just like, whoa, my brain's just fucking scattered right now, right? And just where to put my excess cash, basically. And like something that he said in the book is that literally people can give you sincere advice, right? They will give you sincere advice and be sincere about it, but it can be sincerely wrong. And James here, like, you're probably a cool dude, man. And you guys probably watching, man, if I pissed you off, you're probably a cool dude. And you're probably trying to give sincere advice, but it can be sincerely wrong if you haven't actually looked into it, done your research, and actually have experience to fucking back this. So that's what I'm gonna wrap things up at, is that people can give you advice, but it can be sincerely wrong, right? It can come from a sincere place, but be sincerely wrong. And so if you guys have a challenge or you guys want to talk about something, comment down below. If you guys are also inquiring about my program, message me on Instagram. There's also a call link in the description below. You can book in a call with me and we can talk and see if you're a great fit for my program, but don't book in a call if you're not serious, and make sure like you actually are a cool dude. Like you take care of yourself, you have a decent income, you have everything going in order, but it's just the girls thing are the last missing piece. Then book in that call. Let's talk and see if you're actually a good fit for my program. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below like I said, and I'm Selna Kim, America's face of dating, and I'll see you guys next time.